right, and we're back. This is episode 173 of the Taproom podcast, and I'm your host, Mike. Got a good one for you today. I got Marin Slanina from Spindle Tap Brewery out in Houston, Texas. And I had such a great time, and man, she's so super knowledgeable just within the industry, and Spindle Tap is obviously just super unique. I don't want to obviously give too much away, but they have so many different things, such a diverse kind of range of obviously beverages beyond beer that they offer, coffee and THC and NA options and stuff like that. So it's pretty wild, and such a cool looking space as well, which you'll see in the reel. But yeah, they pride themselves on community, and which is what this industry is all about. So super excited for you guys to hear that. It's going to be great. Can't wait for you to hear it. But before we jump into the episode, my avalanche lost. It, not saying it hurt, but it did a little. No, but yeah, no, it was rough. That was rough. They could have won game 2, could have won game 3, and just blew it. And then game 4, it was just over after the first goal, basically. Yeah, but, that's playoff hockey, man. You run into a hot tender or a hot tendy, and, and a team that's trending in the right direction. They're tough to beat. So it's going to be Carolina and Vegas, and I feel like it's going to be a phenomenal series. Carolina's just been steamrolling. Vegas just steamrolled Colorado, and it's going to be wild, man. I can't wait. I wish the Avs were playing in it, but we shall see. I'm looking forward to it. And then now we got the Spurs and the Knicks. Knicks being back in the finals, going to be wild stuff, man. It's going to be good. I'm excited. But I think, didn't they play each other in 99? I think it was the year after Jordan retired. Then the Spurs won the title. Then the Lakers won 2 in a row, I think. 3 in a row. I don't remember. But yeah, it's exciting because, I'm not really the biggest NBA guy, but when the finals are happening, always got to watch that stuff. So I'm excited to see it. Let's see what else we got this week. I had a great time in Munns. I was tired as shit on Monday driving back. That was a long ass drive. But yeah, this coming week is LA Beer Fest. And if you guys haven't got your tickets yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. If you run into me, come on down. I'll have some stickers. But I always love being able to hang out with people, with people there and, get to see everybody. I always say this, so probably sound like a broken record, but it's such a, it's like a family reunion, and, it's a great time. And I was looking at the lineup, 75 breweries or over 75. I've recorded with 32 of them. So I'm pretty stoked. I was man, I'm excited to see everybody. And also just to network and make connections there and be able to maybe set up future episodes. And I'm going to record one while I'm out there. So I'm going to get a little bit, I got some funny questions, and then also some beer-centric questions as well, but want to make an episode out of that. So I'm excited. Going to be there with my brother, going to have a bunch of friends there and stuff like that. So it'll be a great time. If you haven't got your tickets yet, just grab your tickets, man. They have the VIP package. They have the normal general admission, and then they have the designated driver one. So if someone's going to go on there, they're just going to be driving you home. They're not going to be drinking. I think it's $20 or something like that. So yeah. So you don't have to leave and come back. You can still hang out with your buds. All right. Well, let's see what else we got. Today, I'm going to make some smash burger tacos. That should be pretty good. Haven't made those in a while. But I think that's all I got. If you'd like to support the show, you can. All you'd have to do is, you can do it a couple ways. You can go to taproompodcast.dashery.com, and you can purchase a t-shirt or stickers on there as well. Also, if you'd like, I get it, money's tight. Everything's expensive now. But yeah, if you'd like to, you can also support the show by going on Spotify or Apple and leaving a 5-star review. That is very helpful. It does put the show in front of more eyeballs, and if we can get more people, out there to watch, to listen to the show, maybe it'll get more people to go to breweries, get people back in the breweries again, And last one, if you ever thought about starting a podcast, you can. It's super easy nowadays. There's no more excuses as to, and I don't know if I can do this. I use Podbean, and they make it super easy. All you have to do is go to podbean.com/taproompod. You get 1 month free, and they give you all the tools you need. They'll put you on Apple. They'll put you on Spotify, Prime, all those different things. So That's all you got to do. It's super easy, and you get a month for free. And again, that's podbean.com/taproompod. Again, that's podbean.com/taproompod. Oh yeah, and I forgot. Forget to mention it. I got to hang out with Gigi on Friday. Good Gary, the humble turtle himself. We had he even sang karaoke with me. Guy went up there. Al and I, one of the cake kickers at Level Up, because me and Luis also shot some taproom tails on Friday. That's been my bad. I've been so busy I haven't had a chance to get over there to shoot some more. But yeah, we had a blast. We have a few. We shot 3 of them. Should be pretty good. We have one coming out this week. It'll be about Beer Fest, so it'll be good. But yeah, I got to hang out with GG, see his benefactor. But it was a great time, man. It's always good catching up and seeing everybody and all that good stuff. So, all right. Well, I hope you guys enjoy the interview with Maren, and stay tuned for the outro. Cheers. All right, guys, we're back in the tap room, and I'm your host, Mike, and I'm a very special guest on the show today. I have Marin Slanina out of Spindle Tap Brewing out in Houston. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for being on, and thanks for, I'm sorry I was running late last week when we were supposed to sit down in the brewery and record. But yeah, work was a little crazy that day, and then the weather really wasn't that great either.
The weather, torrential downpour. It was flooding in places, and this just made for an easier way to talk.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I'm glad I got to go down there and see the brewery though, because it's a really cool place that you have set up there. Like you guys have, and the beer was phenomenal. Angela was great. She was one of the beer tenders.
Good. She is fabulous. She's one of our favorites for sure. But yeah, I'm really glad you got to come and see us, because it's definitely something that's hard to put into words. It's hard to visualize. And then it's something completely different when you experience it in person. So I am very happy that you got to come hang out with us and check out our 3.5 acres of land that we operate off of.
No, and definitely. It was a blast.
You are correct. The beer is very good. But really just recently in the last year, I guess you could say it's been a long time coming of that, because of the way our beer world is going and the craft beer industry and the trends of what is selling, what isn't selling, or what people are drinking or not drinking. What's lovely about having the flexibility of small batch items in a taproom service style is that you can change to different formats of beverages.
Oh, yeah.
Is a coffee roastery as well. So that was about 5 years ago that Spindle Tap Coffee started doing its thing and started roasting inside the brewery as well. So the coffee offerings have been something that have been pivotal in what we are able to sustain a tap room of traffic, of offerings, of not just offering beer. And then our wine, we have wonderful wine that we partner with all kinds of local distributors and local suppliers and like female winemakers and things of that nature, which are pretty great. But then we also create our THC beverages and our hemp-derived Delta-9 beverages. And then we also have a whole gambit of non-alcoholic drinks that we make in-house that are on draft. And that started with just like root beer and hop water, but now we have a grape soda and a cherry soda and a pineapple pop and all kinds of different non-alcoholic drinks. And then we also make draft cocktails, the ready-to-drink cocktails that are a malt liquor-based 10%. So really, now and all the drinks kind of stop. So within the last year, we have been able to change that word Spindle Tap Brewery to Spindle Tap Beverages. And so now we are a full encompassed beverage company that is an umbrella of all of those items under one house, being all the coffee and the THC and the ready-to-drink cocktails and the mocktails and our frozen drinks and you name it. It's a lot of drinks.
For sure.
Kind of refreshed the look, refreshed the image, refreshed the can art to kind of be a little more, we're 10 years old now, we're a little bit more seasoned, and we also can include all of those branding under one beverage company.
Oh, for sure. And you guys, did you guys sell ice cream too?
We do sell ice cream.
Yeah, I saw that.
a company called Cosmic Ice Cream. They've been around for, I would say, 5-ish years. They used to actually be called Scoop. And when they were opening, they actually had their like brand launch here at Spindle Tap.
Oh, wow.
And so owners of Spindle Tap and the owners of that the time Scoop, which is now Cosmic Ice Cream, they've been really good friends ever since. And so now we have a really cool dip cabinet where we dip you ice cream of all kinds of handcrafted local ice cream creations. And then we'll do
Hmm.
fun things with it. Like we'll put root beer on top of it, make you a root beer float, or we'll put a shot of espresso on top of it and make you an affogato. So there's definitely other options than just beer for sure.
Yeah. No, I love that. And I love like the whole feel of the place, the aesthetic, everything was really cool. A buddy of mine's a big Astros fan, so when I was sending him pictures of all the stuff.
It's
But
definitely a second garage, man cave, sport
hmm
bar type vibe inside the tap room for sure. And something that I don't think a lot of people know, but Spindle Tap was actually created and founded under a need of tailoring and catering to clients, the corporate companies that work out of the building that we're in. So there's actually
Oh.
3 corporate building offices that are in our building, and they needed a space to entertain their clients, so they just opened a brewery in the same building. So
Oh, wow.
I don't think it was anything that they, was going to skyrocket into lines around the building, distroing out across the state, being on shelves everywhere. I don't think it was something that they thought was going to be such a big conglomerate, which is really awesome. But ultimately, being the brewery and the tap room is the hospitality service for all of the clients in the building.
Mm.
And then that just extends out to the community because we have a huge yard and, like I said, 3.5 acres of land and a lot of things to do from ages, 0 to 99, which is pretty great.
Yeah. No, that's awesome because, yeah, that's I was curious of how it all got started, like the logo and like the name, everything, how that all came about.
So 10 years as long as the brewery's been open, 10 years in
Mhm.
November is when we celebrated that. And it's really just a bunch of dudes that got together and wanted to drink their own beer at their company, like invite their
Yeah.
friends, invite their clients. They needed a place to entertain clients and guests. And so why not just make the beverages in-house? And then we'll
Mhm.
invite other people out to come and enjoy it too.
Oh, for sure, and I love that, and even, like, the name, did they say, like, where that came from?
Yeah, so Spindle Tap. So think of it like Spindle Top, right? Which is
Okay, yeah, yeah.
the oil derrick, the icon oil
Mhm.
spindle top being the device that is used out in Beaumont to actually, oil rig up from the
Yeah.
ground. So
Mhm.
very, very Texas oil industry from our roots, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And therefore Spindle Tap because it comes out of a tap versus
Mhm.
top, which is something that just rolls off the tongue, I think, for people that are in the industry or people that are from the area or people that,
Yeah.
because it even happens in our tap room pretty often. People will call it Spindle Top, which I don't know if you saw because a lot of people talked to us about the episode of Landman,
Mhm.
where the 3 breweries in Houston, Platypus Brewing, Walking Stick Brewing, and he does say Spindle Top instead of Spindle Tap. By
Okay.
Billy Bob, but I feel like it just rolled off the tongue. And I've gotten
Mhm.
asked a lot, like people are saying, well, did he say that because of legal reasons? Did he say that because of, copyright infringement or anything? I said, no, I'm pretty sure he just organically said it and there wasn't enough money in the budget to roll it back. Like, we just need to keep going here.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool, though. Um, now, I mean, I'm always kinda curious because I mean, going to Houston, because like, I wasn't sure, like, what the craft beer scene was like down there, and, like, and even for you, like, before we get into that scene, like, how long have you been in the industry, or how long have you been with Spindle Tap?
Yeah, so I've officially on payroll been with Spindle Tap for over a year.
Okay.
I have been in the craft beer, Houston craft beer, even Denver craft beer, Colorado craft
Wow.
beer for since 2013. I operated B52 Brewing for a while. In 2016 is when I started there, and then I opened Urban South here in Houston
Oh,
as well.
okay.
And then when I left Urban South, I went and opened my own little craft beer bar and restaurant called Star Sailor. And then I had that for 5 years. And then when those doors closed, I formally accepted an offer here at Spindle Tap. I've known these guys since I was operating B52, so I've known them for
Mm.
the whole 10 years they've been open. Did a lot of collaborations with them. Have been offered this job before, and it was about time for me just to finally jump on board and help them to really tailor the hospitality side of what a tap room and a venue really is. Because obviously something that we're seeing is the trends of craft beer, and
Hmm.
Houston for sure is seeing it very heavily. And being able to position yourself in a manner that you can pivot to not just being about beer, hence all the
Yeah.
beverages, right? Having something for everybody. If we have a group of 10, I want all 10 people to find something that they can drink, even if they were intending on not drinking beer when they got to the facility. Well,
Yeah.
there's something else that we have for you, right? But then on top of that, being able to utilize the spaces that we have and being able to utilize the land and the fields and, building other structures on the property, which is one I'm sitting in right now. It's a new private
Hmm.
event space that we're working on so that we can really house different styles of parties and groups and communities so that we can really tailor our hospitality to all walks of life.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. And even like with all the different options you guys have, that's great because there's a lot of people out there that just don't like beer. Like I don't understand it, but I get it. Some people just aren't into it. And when they have those different options, they can go there and, be able to enjoy that and, still hang out with their friends, their beer drinking friends and all that.
Right. And the other fun parts about the property is there's a lot of activities to do. We actually call it Spindle Park because there's a whole park life
Oh, awesome.
style out here I'm sure you didn't get to see a lot of it because of the rain.
Hmm.
But we have a 9-hole putt.
Oh,
We
that's
have,
awesome.
we have a full size pickleball. And we have a little league size or kickball size field in the back corner. We have a 3-on-3 basketball court. We have a gaga ball pit. We have holes for disc golf that you can move around. We have
Okay.
cornhole as well. We have arcade games inside. So you name it, you really can find something for everybody to do and spend a good amount of time here as well.
Oh, no, that's great. Yeah, because even there was a brewery I went to, I think it's called Carbach.
Yeah.
One of the days I went and they had bocce, and I was like, "I've never seen bocce at a brewery." I love bocce ball, but I've just never
Yeah.
seen it at a brewery
They have
before.
a really nice bocce ball, and another one for me to mention is, New Magnolia as well. They
Okay.
have it's called featherball, I think is what it's
Huh.
called, and they have the only let me make sure I'm saying the correct name of it. Yes, it's called feather bowling is what it is, and they have one of
Oh.
the only, if not the biggest, like, they're the nicest, well-put woodwork. It's like a big pool table. It's a really, really
Mm.
nice pool table, but it's a feather bowling, and it's 3, 4, 5, 8 times the size of a really nice mahogany pool table in the middle
Wow.
of their tap room, and they have feather bowling tournaments, and it's really, really cool to see all the breweries kinda getting as niche-y creative that works
Mhm.
for them so that it does bring a draw and something different to others. Eureka Heights, which is right down the street from New Magnolia, has probably one of the largest selections of pinball machines in the
Nice.
area, and that in itself is really cool. You see people in there fighting to, like, keep their high scores, like, protect their high scores, which is
Yeah.
great, but it is really cool to see everybody really try to pivot and be niche-y creative and what they can really bring to the table to keep people coming in the doors.
Yeah, no, and that's a fantastic point because, like, even a buddy of mine was telling me that, like, he feels like, especially now, like, with breweries or anything like that, or any type of brewery, it needs to like, you need to, like, almost create the experience to get people to wanna go because people aren't as drinking as much, and they're drinking lighter beers and stuff like that. So you really do have to craft not just the beer, but you have to craft the experience to them to bring them in.
And that's where I and my what I call my drop in the bucket here is really
Mhm.
trying to bring to the table is elevate that experience around all the offerings. It's one thing
Mhm.
just to have it, it's another way of how you present it, how you put it on a menu, how you talk about it, how you train your team to talk about it, what glass you serve it in. Are you using a coaster with that glass? Are you there's so many things, like, how long is that table, covered in dirty glasses whenever they get up and
Mm-hmm.
leave? Like, there's a lot of pieces of the puzzle. What does it smell like when someone walks in the tap room? Does it smell like beer or does it smell like someone's BO, right? Like what
Yeah.
what are we doing to like really tailor the experiences so
Mm-hmm.
that it leaves a lasting, memorable taste in every
Oh.
other way that is tasting a product, right?
Mm-hmm. 100%. No, I agree with that wholeheartedly. And even too, like, what I love is like I think it was Angela. Yeah, she was telling me about all these new beers you guys had, and there was one because I want to ask you like if there's some that you're excited about, but there was one that I saw specifically called the People's Elbow, and I love that. So I was like, yeah, I
Yes.
figured we could talk about
Um,
that.
that whole line is very fun. The line is called wrestling moves, and
Mm-hmm.
then each beer is a different move, right?
Yeah.
So we just did elbow, people's elbow, and then the one before that was the atomic lug drop.
Okay.
So they change and the label changes with every single one
Mm-hmm.
too, but that actually surrounds an event. So we host an event called Micro Wrestling twice a year.
Yep.
And it is a traveling event that has a ton of followers that we see them in February and October. And they set
Okay.
up a ring and they have a whole WrestleMania live event. And we release this beer with intentions of selling it at this event, twice a year,
Okay.
every year for like the last 4 years. So that one's a really fun one because it comes with a whole community involvement thing. It
Mm-hmm.
comes with a traveling group of people that brings out people to the brewery that probably have never been here before, but knew about this group would be here. And then we get to present them something new and exciting in front of them with a different can art. And it's obviously attracted or deemed fit for the people that are here. So they're going to buy something, they're going to
Mm-hmm.
take it home, they're going to put that sticker on their wall, but they're also going to get to enjoy the beer at the same time because that's like the whole point, right?
Yeah.
So it's a really cool, like, obvious concept execution of why breweries exist.
Yeah.
We all wanted to create a really great product that we're going to take from grain to a glass. We're going to come up with a silly name for it because we can. We're going to
Mm-hmm.
put a nice, cute label on it because we can. And then we're going to try to throw a party and make it more interactive to get you to stay and have another one and just introduce the product to new people, hopefully, and expand your reach. So I think that that's actually a really good example of like come full circle of a
Yeah.
beer and why breweries even opened their doors, forever ago. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
really not that long ago. But as long as that St. Arnold's been around, as long as Sam up at Dogfish has been doing it, as long as
Yep.
Founders is doing it, as long as Shiner's been doing it, the whole point of it was to figure out a way to bring people together and have them enjoy something similar in a glass.
Oh yeah. I love that. That's one of the reasons why I started doing this show was just to be able to, have a beer, sit across with someone and have a conversation at a brewery.
It's
It's
actually something that you'll
fantastic.
notice. I actually use it as like a prop, right?
Mhm.
Where I'll have a drink in my hand. And
Yeah.
how much drink I have in my hand is how long I'm gonna talk to you.
Mhm.
So if I have a full drink, it means I'm intended to spend a lot of time here or a good amount of time. I have a lot
Yeah,
to say, I have a lot to offer, or I'm wanting to be engaging with you for a while.
of
But if I
course.
only have like a little bit and then I need to go because I need to go get a
Mhm.
new drink, it's a good segue to like
Oh,
separate from
yeah.
the group and go get another beverage or go
Mhm.
walk around. But I think there's so many ways that you can utilize just conversing over a beverage and get anything you need out of the situation, whether it be filling your cup, literally,
Mhm.
whether it be a negotiation conversation, whether it be a hashing things out, or whether it's just getting to know somebody, right?
Mm.
I definitely think whatever's in your cup can help tailor to how that goes for you.
Oh, 100%. This next segment I like to call is called the 4-pack.
Okay.
So it's 4 questions. The first one is, what's one beer that never leaves your fridge?
Modelo
Okay.
with lime, of course, fresh lime. I'm
Something
not gonna
light, nothing wrong with
I'm
it?
not gonna put yeah, I'm not gonna put lime juice in it, but Imma
Mhm.
squeeze my fresh lime in there for sure.
Okay, I like it.
Modelo. Yep.
Nice. The next one, so you've been in beer obviously for what, you said started in 2013, so like,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
13 years. So
Yep.
congrats on that.
Thank you.
But if you weren't in beer, what do you think you'd be doing?
Food.
Okay.
Definitely food. Food has a very special place in my heart. Like I said, I had a restaurant for 5 years.
Mhm.
curating the beverage menu at that bar was one of my favorite things to do, but curating the food menu is really, really has my heart. Before I was in beer, I was actually operating concession stands all over the nation.
Oh,
So like whatever it takes to feed 109,000 people at Kyle Field
yeah.
is a lot, but sometimes just a really good hot dog and a pretzel is all you
Oh,
need, really.
100%.
So, but then there's that other end of that coin of like super high end fine dining ingredients. Literally go forage for the onions and the mushrooms,
Mm-hmm.
and create dishes that are just fully impactfully flavorful, and that impact and what that is on an experience as well. But then what just something like popcorn and a pretzel adds to another experience that is a sporting event or a picnic
Mm-hmm.
or a concert in the park, right? So definitely would think food, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, even like for like baseball games, like if it's usually a beer, a hot dog, and Cracker Jacks.
Uh-huh, for sure. Peanuts, of course.
Mhm.
Like, peanuts have a very special place in my heart.
Same here, they're so good. Question 3 is if you guys at Spindle Tap, got to collab with any brewery in the world, who would you wanna brew with,
Oh
like,
my
have
gosh.
the
See,
brew day
that's
with?
difficult. That's difficult because I feel
Mhm.
like I think what would be more fun in that
Yeah.
answer is brewers in our house.
Okay.
So, say the brewers from, let's say, brewers from Tired Hands, the brewers from
Okay.
Trios, the brewers from
Yeah.
Trillium, the brewers
Mhm.
from Side Project,
Yeah.
the brewers from to guard. The brewers
Yeah.
from I could even go to, like, super clean beers too. We need to have, like, some
Oh,
clean
yeah.
beer brewers in there too, right?
Mhm.
But
Oh,
ultimately,
yeah.
having all of them come to us and do, like, a wild week of brews because we also have a Funk Shack program
Okay.
here so that we could get, like, funky with some, we could get clean with others, we could get, like,
Mhm.
super, like, Brett with some others and funky in that style.
I
So
love
I
it.
think that would be the way more fun way of doing it is get all of them together because the best part about it is having the conversations and the
Oh, for
community
sure.
that it is. It's not necessarily like actually creating the beer. Like that's like,
Mhm.
that's the byproduct of what we're doing.
Oh, yeah.
But getting to hang out and eat breakfast tacos and maybe bottle share between everybody, everyone brings some of their own stuff. But
Mhm.
then us creating like a whole brew week of just brewers that just haven't really been able to do that in a very long time, I think
Yeah.
would be a really cool way about going about that.
Oh, I would love that, and yeah, there'd be so many different styles, but I love it.
But we have so many tanks, and we
Yeah.
have so much options. Like, we have
Mhm.
little because we've inherited brew systems from other breweries. We've
Mhm.
inherited, like, and that's one thing that I love about Spindle Tap so much is that they've been around for 10 years. A lot of breweries have come in and out since then in those 10 years, and a lot of beer bars have as well, a lot of
Mhm.
restaurants and things. And a really cool thing about Spindle Tap is that it seems like every like, a lot of equipment, a lot of devices, a lot of services have
Mhm.
all intermingled somehow, some way through Spindle Tap. Whether they've
I love
worked,
it.
whether the tanks now live here, whether the cold storage is now our second cold storage, whether a
Mhm.
shipping container came off of some lot, whatever the case may be. But that is something like huge that I think is so cool about Spindle Tap is that it's some way, shape, form, or fashion, every part of this beer community has like dabbled in and made their impact on, and or Spindle Tap has made their impact on them in the other way.
I love it. That's cool. That's so cool. And speaking of things that we love and stuff like that, what's a guilty pleasure that you have that you secretly have or not so secretly love?
Champagne,
Okay.
bubbles.
All right.
Um, you give me a bottle that I can saber open with a kitchen knife, that's my favorite thing.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So bubbles, champagne, and then that really my love for that helped me actually bridge the gap into, like, spontaneous and funky beers.
Okay.
There's actually a lot of spontaneous and natural wines that
Mhm.
are doing the same kind of jobs and projects as a lot of fun and funky beers. So there's some really cool wineries that are doing a lot of fun beer style-esque stuff. One of my favorite one is Donkey and Goat out of Berkeley, California, and they have this
Okay.
called Lily's Cuvée beer. Wow. It's a wine called Lily's Cuvée, but it is spontaneous fermentation, all of the above. And I remember getting my first bottle of that in 2010. I shifted to my house in Austin and picking up the phone and calling them and asking them, what is the sediment on the bottom of this bottle?
Hmm.
And me talking to the lady name was Morgan. I don't know if Morgan's an owner or someone who still maybe works there, but I
Hmm.
talked on the phone with Morgan for over an hour about spontaneous fermentation and bottle conditioning and grapes
Wow.
versus grain and the yeast and the sediment. And she was so wonderful at educating me on all of these things. And the next thing I know, I'm working at a brewery. So
Yeah.
it was like all very full circle on how that has
Yeah.
all been looking. And then now fast forward, what the wine industry is doing in cahoots with beer techniques is just skyrocketing the wine industry as well, which is really, really cool.
Wow. That's awesome. And like even some of your favorite style, like what's your favorite style of beer just to go to, like from
Oh,
craft
West
beer?
Coast IPA.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's so
Yeah.
good.
The more resiny, the more danky, chewing on hops. Yes, please. Give me
Oh
all the
yeah.
IQs. Yes, please. But I don't need a 120-minute. Like, I know why Dogfish 120 exists. Like, I get
Yeah.
it. I understand what you're trying to do, Sam, but also stop. There's enough barley wines in the world, but also a West Coast IPA. Like, that's it. That just has
Yeah.
my all the time.
Oh yeah, same. I love a good West Coast IPA. We've seen a lot of West Coast pills out here. That's usually what I'm drinking for sure.
Yep, Imperial Pale Lager, I guess. Like,
Oh yeah.
are we calling it an IPL? Are we calling it a dry
Mhm.
hop pills? Are we calling it a well, that's like having the conversation about black IPAs
Oh yeah.
or Cascadian dark ales, right?
Mhm.
Like, they're black IPA is gonna sell a whole lot more, but it's the same thing as a
Mhm.
Cascadian dark ale. But it's who you're talking to. If I'm talking to the gentleman to my right who was
Yeah.
born in 1968, Imma call it a Cascadian dark ale. But if I'm not
Mhm.
talking to this kid over here that was born in, like, 2000, Imma call it a
Mhm.
black IPA.
Yeah. Even like
And
the brewed
and
IPAs too.
Imma sell them equally, right?
Oh yeah. 100%. Yeah, it's kinda like how like the brewed IPAs as well, 'cause it's like I love a good dry like beer with a dry finish, give it a man, especially you liking champagne. I would
Yeah.
assume you'd love that, yeah.
Yeah, and when that was, like, becoming a style, I put that in quotes, like,
Mhm.
becoming a style, it was when I had just received my first, like, official saber, like, as a gift,
Yeah.
and I was like, "These are not the same." Like, you can't. Like, this is not cleaning up and finishing the way that it needs to clean up and finish, so just stop.
Mhm. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to ask you, obviously, like, managing the brewery and everything like that, what do you feel like is, like, the hardest part of, like, running the place and, like, maybe you think that people underestimate, like, maybe, like, the consumer underestimates?
I think in any hospitality interaction experience, whether it's we're talking about a brewery, whether we're talking about a restaurant, whether we're talking about a bar, there are so many things that happen that a
Mhm.
guest will not see, will not know, will not necessarily understand really what it takes to have a building, take care of a building, stock the building, take care of the guests with knowledgeable teammates to ensure that you have the best experience possible. Because at the end of the day, it's about that guest. It's about
Of
that
course.
person that we are one on one having a moment with, however quick or long that moment is. And there's so many things that it takes to get to that point, from
Mhm.
logistics from the brew side to packaging. I don't know if people understand the amount of work that it takes to get a liquid from a 60-barrel tank into a 12-ounce can. Like, that
Yeah.
is wild, and it is a lot of work, and it's a lot of effort, and it takes a really solid base team to do it so that you can then transfer it to the front of house that's then going to take care of it now before it gets into a
Mhm.
consumer's hands. And then it's our job to ensure that you go home and you drink that quite quickly and you don't hold on to it for a really long time so it
Mhm.
doesn't just die in the back of your fridge. But I do
Yeah.
think that there is a what I call the wave, and I call it surfing. I literally call especially beer. Working in beer is like surfing. And if you are not on top of your wave constantly, the beer behind you, the event behind you, the analogy in this, the wave behind you is going to come crashing on top of you. And it's going to
Yeah.
keep coming because yeast doesn't sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Beer's going to keep coming out, but ultimately it's got to have somewhere to go. And if the
Yeah.
production team is on point doing what they're doing, then crossing over to the front of house or the sales team or the grocery team or whatever the case may be to get it into a consumer's hands, it ultimately, everyone has to stay on top of their wave. And if you don't learn to surf, you ain't going to be able to sell beer.
Exactly. I love
and
that
you're
analogy.
and
That's
it's all
great.
just going to come crashing down. So you better learn to surf and you better stay on top of your board. And that board better be compartmentalized with sticky notes, with shopping lists and training
Mm-hmm.
lists. And so I do. I think it's a big undertaking for any business to operate at all in general. It is.
Yeah.
I think it's a huge undertaking for small businesses to do it because you have to do it with a lot less people. And it is lovely for us that we are under a corporate umbrella. So things like their employee benefits stretch to us. That's wonderful. But we still operate as a tiny business because we are still a small business, technically. There is less than 20 employees that work at Spindle Tap Brewery, and they are across the state in the brewery here, in the brew house in the back, ultimately just doing everything to ensure a awesome experience no matter who is receiving it, whether that's the buyer at a store, whether that is the owner of a restaurant that's serving our product, whether that is the city of Houston that meets with us often about a lot of things. That person that I am talking to better have a wonderful experience of Spindle Tap in the brewery, or it's going to look a little different at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So ultimately, I think that this is the place that people and breweries in general and bars and restaurants are places that people come to unwind and to sit back and to enjoy and to maybe either celebrate something or process something or why ever you're here. Doesn't matter why you're here, but we
Mm-hmm.
take a ton of pride and effort and confidence in our ability to be able to provide you the ultimate highest level of upper echelon experience that you are going to receive.
I love that. That's so cool. And even like for like, because I've never seen, it seems like you guys built such like, even in Houston, the Houston craft beer scene in general, I feel like you guys have built such a like great community and people that, build like, almost like a family, like dynamic that you have obviously with your workers, but with the people that work for you, but then also like the community that shows up every day, your Norms and your Cliffs, like from Cheers. Right. So I was
Yeah.
curious,
Bill is
like what,
probably in our tap room right now.
there you go. And it's like, because I'm always curious, like, what role like does the community play into like your branding and like how do you build that? Like, because I know it's not something you can just that happens overnight. It happens over time.
It really does. And I think that it actually, there's a lot of things that go into that too. And there's a lot of things that impact that. And it's
Hmm.
obviously, it's not, there's all those sayings of, all those cliche, lovely sayings about it's not what you say to somebody, it's how you make them feel. Right.
Yeah.
And that is
Hmm.
definitely something that I think breweries, small businesses, and I don't know if it's necessarily something that's touched on as much in bigger chain kind of conversations, but I
Hmm.
do know that it's something on less than 5 locations, one location being a brewery, want to maybe expand into a couple different tap rooms. I definitely think that the only way businesses are going to be successful is if you involve your community and get them behind you the way that
Yeah.
you're behind them so that they are the ones, like, for instance, on a dead day and it's pouring down rain, there's still the 4 guys that are holding up the
Hmm.
phone. And they're
Yep.
still the ones singing your praises at the end of the day when maybe a situation doesn't, because it happens every
Hmm.
brewery, every industry, every, especially small and such. There's things that happen and there's things that occur and there's things that might not be as PC in a PR world that happen.
Hmm.
And ultimately, the people who are going to pick you back up after those situations are going to be your community. And
Oh
those
yeah.
are that you have to wrap around and take care of in a lot of ways so that in turn, they'll take care of you if and when needed. Something I was touching on about our events and our property and the venue, how it is something that we have tangibly accessible to share. We have a lot
Yeah.
of space. We have 3.5 acres of land. And we have a lot of things that can tailor to kids as well as adults, as well as elderlies. Like there's a lot of
Hmm.
assets that we have that we're able to share with the community and be able to in kind donate the space at minimum to be able to have your charity functions and your donation or your fundraising events or just your end of the year showcase to your little league team, right? That needs to be accessible, family friendly, and very reasonably priced. So yeah, we act as a venue, and yeah, we are really pushing towards events and corporate bookings and receptions and rehearsal dinners and all kinds of stuff. But really, the cool thing about doing all that gives us space to be able to offer it in other ways, community driven wise.
Yeah.
It also provides us a space to get all those people together. Like, for instance, when we have, say, a chili cook-off, and we're hosting a chili cook-off for a nonprofit of some kind, and it's a fundraising event for them. Well, we also have a cake baker that's going to pop up and do some sales, make some money for their small business. We have a face painter as well. We have DJs and MCs. We have activations in our yard of things for kids, for photos and such. And all those things that make this one event really cool are actually involving community members to make that happen and helping benefit their circle and benefit their mission as well, whatever the case may be. But at one chili cook-off, we have countless ways of impacting the community, whether it be a small batch michelada mix tasting that's selling as items, whether it be a local Texas whiskey tasting that's introducing their products, whether it be a wine, a Heights local women-owned winery tasting, right? All at the same time that we're having this fundraiser for a culinary group. So I definitely think that community involvement for whatever your business is. I don't care if you were the local dentist. I don't care if you are the donut shop. I don't care if you were the laundry mat on the corner. Getting involved with your community is the only way you're going to survive.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I mean, because if you're not there and if you, like you said, you don't have those people that are there no matter what, and yeah, like then what's the point of building it all together?
Exactly. And that, of course, another cliche, like if you build it, they will come. Well, yes,
Mhm.
but you build it to care for. You build it
Yeah.
to curate and create, and you build it to create an area and a space that is just a utopia of an experience for your guest. And like we had mentioned, it takes a lot of work and a lot of
Mhm.
boundaries and a lot of rules and a lot of
Mhm.
following those things, especially, which I think is another big, challenge that I don't think people see is the boundary setting and boundary
Yeah,
setting with a drink in your hand, right? And what
of
that
course.
looks like when your guest also has a drink in their hand. And at what point, is it us now taking care of our guests, us taking care of our teammates, us taking care of the property, all while setting boundaries in the same vein.
No, of course. And I'm always curious, like, do you have any fun, like funny or just fun taproom stories over the years?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Honey,
I'm sure there's a lot.
I used to own a bar. Like,
Yeah, I'm sure you have a ton. So
yeah. But most of mine come from like building things like, oh, it's raining
okay.
on the inside. Like, oh, it's raining
Oh,
today inside. Like but it's not raining outside, things like that.
yeah.
Uh, Mainly, there's a lot of animals that happen, a lot of cats that show up, a lot
Okay.
of dogs that show up. We have rehomed so many cats. Oh my gosh, because I can't take home anymore. So those are always really fun, like heartwarming, cute stories.
Of course.
Um, Wild things. People are just wild, man. And then
I bet
once you get a drink in your hand, once you get a THC drink in your hand,
it's
uh,
over.
once you've been here for a while, yeah, it gets kind of
Mhm.
crazy. But mine are more on like if you would ask, say, Angela, she would have a lot different stories to tell you. Mine
I
come from
bet.
like
Yeah.
entrepreneurship, owner, like that level of my day is wild kind of thing.
Mhm.
But no, I think really seeing the level or the whole differences of the age groups, the demographics, the families, people's animals. We did have a pet pig recently. That was probably
Oh,
like
wow.
that was so fun. The pet
I
pig was
bet.
perfect.
That's awesome.
So that was a really fun day. But even this weekend, like we have an event this weekend for a company, and they're hosting chicken shit bingo. So that'll be my first time to see that in action, not at like a dive bar in College Station. So I don't know if you've ever heard of that. Have you ever heard of chicken poop bingo, chicken shit bingo?
Okay.
Are you
No,
what I'm saying?
no, never heard of it.
So it's where you literally put chickens in a coop and you number the ground and you bet on a square. Like I bet square 5, and my hope is that chicken poops on my square. Yeah,
Oh, geez.
exactly. It's quite wild. But then you make money off of it. So like but they're doing it for a community
Yeah, that's
fundraiser
crazy.
thing. And it'll be my first time
Okay.
seeing it in live action in
All
Texas.
right.
So we'll see how this goes. But again, 3.5
Oh, that's
acres of
wild.
land. We'll put you in the very, very back.
There you go. Oh, man. That's hilarious. That's funny. I've never heard of that before. The next
It's
thing I
something
wanted to
I
ask you.
really
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah.
I've just
So the
never
next
seen
thing
it.
oh, yeah. No, I've never seen it either. So, I mean, I've never heard of it either. So that's funny. The next segment is called situational beers. Which one would you like? Which one would be your favorite? Like a pool beer, shower beer, beach beer, golf course beer, concert beer, airport beer?
Okay. Does it have to be Spindle Tap beer?
Oh, it could be any beer you want.
Okay. Pool beer has got to be like a rainbow sherbet, like rainbow sherbet from Prairie. It's sour beer.
Okay.
It's like low ABV. It's like 5.5%. It tastes like candy. It's very, very good. But
Okay.
like not like juicy or fruit or smoothie style. It's very like thin body.
Okay.
Like just
Yeah.
drink it. Our squeeze play, which is a citrus blonde ale,
It's a great name.
that's your golf beer though. I know it's squeeze
Okay.
play for baseball, but that's your golf
Mhm.
beer. Like you should drink that all day while playing golf.
Okay.
I do think you would get into like a fun double IPA on the back nine, depending on how
Oh,
bad you're
yeah.
playing, just to
Mhm.
like really raise that buzz. But definitely like a West Coast double on the back end for sure.
Okay.
What else? Shower beer, champagne, bubbles. Bubbles is what you
Yeah.
drink in the shower.
Okay.
Trust me.
All right.
Everybody, go get you like that $7 pink bottle with a cork in it, and that's what you drink in the shower.
There you go.
What are my other
All right.
destinations?
So we got airport and concert.
Airport's got to be like a boozy stout.
Okay.
Like
All right.
a barrel-aged stout needs to come from the airport.
Yeah.
Great Divide always has all their funky barrel-aged stout on at the airport
Mhm.
for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I know this because my best friend flies to Colorado all the time, and she's constantly sending me a different varietal of Great Divide's Yeti of some sort.
Oh,
So
yeah.
definitely a barrel-aged stout at the airport. And then what was my other location?
Concert.
That's a hard one because you know it's going to come in a big can. That's got to be an
Yeah,
art
it's
car
gonna
then.
be
It's going to be
yeah,
an
it's
art
gonna be a
car. It's
double.
going to be an art car from St. Arnold because that's really all you should be drinking at the ballpark anyways,
Oh,
is
yeah.
a big ol' 19.2 of a 7.5% West Coast IPA.
Okay. I'm with it. So the next thing is called these are some rapid fire questions. We have this
Okay.
six pack. It was called the six pack. So first one is lager or IPA?
IPA,
Okay. Hazy or West Coast?
West Coast.
Okay. Music or sports at a brewery?
Here, both.
Okay.
Both.
Favorite brewery outside of Spindle Tap?
I hate that these are rapid. That's
Mm-hmm.
rough. I'm just going to say it, equal parts.
Okay. Favorite drunk food?
Drunk food?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the question? Pizza.
Yeah, your favorite. Yeah, okay. There it is.
Pizza.
Love it. Next one, if your personality was a beer style, what would it be?
A sour IPA.
Ooh, love it. Okay.
I can't decide what
Nice.
I want.
I feel you. So it depends if you go to a brewery. That's how even at Spindle Tap when I was standing there talking to Angela, I was like, man, I don't know what I want. Like, there's so many great options, and I'm
When the
trying to remember what
hardest
I
decision,
settled on.
you drank a I thought you drank a West Coast.
I did drink.
Drink
I
your
did end
hot
up
session?
with a West Coast. Yes,
Yeah.
that is the one I had.
Yeah.
No, it was so
Um,
good.
yes, it is so good. It is such a good beer. I'm probably gonna go have one when I'm done here.
There you go. Just a couple more questions, but I wanted to tell you, like, I really appreciate you doing this, Marin. This has been a blast.
Good, I'm glad. I've had fun too.
Yeah. Oh, of course. So the next one is if you can have 1 pint with any historical figure, who's sitting at the bar with you?
Sacagawea.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah. I just watched this documentary about all of that, and she seems like the one person that would tell you anything you wanna know about anything
Mhm.
that's ever happened, and she's seen some stuff. So, that would be the person I'd ask.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Alright, now next one is the Mount Rushmore of breweries and beer styles.
Okay. Of breweries first or just of beer styles?
Breweries is fine.
Okay. Russian River.
Okay,
Um, we'll throw him on there. Dogfish for sure.
okay, I
Um,
like it.
think Maren. I said Russian River. I said Dogfish. Hill Farmstead.
Okay,
I'm
nice.
getting I'm getting all these styles here, right? Like they all come together
Mhm.
to be one big mountain force, right? Isn't that the
Oh,
point of
yeah.
Mount Rushmore? Like they're all like what
Mhm.
made everything great, right? So
Yep.
I got my funks and my traditionals and my awesome inoculated in nature things. What they're doing over there is so cool.
Mhm.
Ooh, let's put like Surly in there. Surly, I don't think it's
Okay.
enough clout for what they're doing, but Surly's doing some really cool stuff for the community of Minneapolis, and they have some really, really great beer, and they've made a huge, huge place that people can get a lot of jobs. Like they employ a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
Um, yeah, we'll put some there.
Okay, I like it.
Those would not have been my
Alright, now
answers
the
like a long time ago. It's pretty cool though.
Oh, yeah. No, for sure, I love it. Now the next one is if you could bring something back from when you were a kid that's not around anymore, what would it be?
I mean, because they're like trying to come back with all this stuff. Like they're trying
They
to
are,
like
they really are.
so I grew up I'm a 90s kid. I'm a 90s, early 2000 kid. Grew up way too
Okay.
fast. Of course, that's what 90s and 2000 kids do. I kinda wish that, like, AIM still existed, like, AOL Instant
Oh,
Messenger,
yeah.
like, just, like,
Mhm.
an actual place that that's all you did. You're not talking on Instagram and on Snapchat
Mhm.
and on Facebook and on can we just have one? And that's where everybody lives, and we all have a stupid screen name, and you don't actually know who anybody is? Like, that's where I wish we could that needs to come back.
Yeah, no, I miss those Friday and Saturday nights on AIM, that was fun.
Yes, they were very fun. We'd probably drink some really cool beer on AIM with random people across the
Oh,
nation, I
yeah.
bet you.
Oh, 100%. Oh, that
For
would
whatever
be
reason,
man.
I don't know why it doesn't seem as creepy to me as, like, sitting on Instagram DM or on you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, I feel like it's a little bit more acceptable because we were doing it when we were 10.
Yeah, and now there's AI and all the other stuff, so who knows if
You don't
people are
even know who
real
you're
or not.
talking to anymore. Goodness.
I know, it's wild. It's a crazy
Crazy.
time.
It really is. Do you have children?
I don't, I have a dog, and that's it.
See, exactly. I have beers. Like, I
Yeah.
can't imagine having children in
Mhm.
what everyone's doing.
Oh, yeah. Even in about an hour, I'm gonna take her over with me. I'm gonna go watch the Avalanche play. So I'm taking the dog to the brewery, so we're gonna go hang out.
Yay! Go Avs, like, big time. I actually
Oh, I
used to
love the
work at
Avs, yeah.
Wiley Roots Brewing in Greeley for a little bit.
Oh oh,
Yeah.
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I
There's
would
so
travel
much
back and
great
forth.
beer out there.
I know, and they actually how many they have at least, like, 10 to 12 breweries now just in Greeley, Colorado, and I love that so much for them,
Mhm.
like, that's so cool. It's a farm town of, like, nothing, so that's really, really great.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome. Now, the last question I always love to end with is if you had to describe yourself in one word, what would it be?
Tenacious.
I can see that. I like that. That's cool.
Yeah. Someone said that to me. One of the brewery owners at B52 said that about me probably over 10 years ago, and it's something that I have tried very, very hard to redefine what that word means of
Mm-hmm.
what grace and poise can come out of tenacious creatures
Mm-hmm.
and dangerous, like really positive drops in people's buckets. So I've worked very, very hard to be resilient as all get out, and tenacious has to happen in all of it.
I love that. And, you can, you can hear, like, not only see the, I mean, I can see the passion, in your eyes, but I mean, and maybe like when I'm meeting you last week, but even like you can hear it in your voice and hear how much you care about it all and, what it all means to you. So I really love that. I just want to say thank you again.
Yeah, of course. It's been a pleasure talking to you, pleasure meeting you.
Of
And
course.
I'm very happy that you were able to experience Spindle Tap because it is a really, really cool place.
It is.
And it's just something that I think that everyone needs to experience at some point in time. So it's very cool.
100%. So everybody, if listening, if you're ever in the Houston area or, even San Antonio is not far. You can drive down there, make a whole trip of it. I mean, that's what
It's
I did.
yeah, it's really not far in any way. So
Yeah, it's a blast down there. Get down there, go check out all the breweries, but definitely check out Spindle Tap. I really love the Houston Oilers style hat that you guys had.
cool.
That was really cool.
Good. I'll make sure to get
And
your
the
size.
beers were phenomenal. Great service. Thank you. All right. Well, we'll stay on and chit chat, but everyone again, go follow at Spindle Tap on Instagram or Spindle Tap Brewery on Instagram and get down to the brewery if you're in the Texas area and you haven't been there. You're doing a disservice to yourself to not go there. So you definitely need to go there. Well, thank you again. I appreciate you, Maren.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like I said, I had a great time with Maren. I wish I could have recorded there with her. Just, man, freaking weather and traffic, man. Houston's just as bad as California. I'm just going to say it. When it comes to the traffic, it's terrible. Yeah. But again, Maren, thank you for letting me, talk with you and bend your ear a little bit and, hear your story. So again, if you guys are in the Houston area, like, you really got to go. It's super cool. I want to get back out there when the Astros have a game, just to go catch a game at Minute Maid. Wait, is it still called Minute Maid? I don't think it is. But to go catch a game over there and be able to just, I love baseball, man. You get a beer, a hot dog, and, you can't go wrong. So, and then you get all the different craft beer. Like, I know I've said it before, but there's so much out there, right? I mean, I went to, obviously, a Spindle Tap. I went to St. Arnold, Carbach. There's great beer. Great beer out there. So if you get the opportunity to get over there, you owe it to yourself. So, man, just plan a trip. Fuck, man, we're not here for very long. Just fucking get out there, All right, let's see. Oh, so next week's episode is Hops and Fog. I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to you guys hearing that. That was a great time. And then the week after that will be Mother Road. And then also, this week I'm going to be recording with Jeff Alvaro, the author of the Beer Bible. And then I'm also going to be recording the episode at the Beer Fest. And then also going to try to plan the winner's episode, or one of the winner's episodes, with Luis, Raul, and Leo. Because I know everybody had such, love that episode and had such great feedback. So looking forward to bringing them back on. And hopefully make some connections next week and just start recording. Getting back at it. And I will be back in Texas again at the middle of June, but then back in Georgia. So I'm going to be trying to get some breweries while I'm out there as well. All right. Oh, one last thing. I'm not working on it personally, but I was thinking, I've had this same episode the same intro song and outro since episode 100. I was thinking about saving it for 200, but I have it's an instrumental that I want to use for the show now. But debating whether I'm going to save it for episode 200 or maybe I'll just do it for episode 175. Right? We'll see. Not sure yet, because usually 175 is the thank you episode. It's usually every 25, but I might have to push it back because I don't want to make anybody wait too long for their episode. All right. Well, I hope you guys have a great week. Have a great Sunday. Enjoy some craft beer. Make yourself a burger or make yourself whatever the fuck you want. Just enjoy this life. All right. Because like good old Frankie S said, that's life, baby. All right. Well, yeah, again, have a good week. Have a good Sunday. There's nothing really on. There's no real sports on right now because baseball, obviously, but there's no playoffs on right now because everyone's waiting for it to start. So or waiting for the finals to start. All right. Well, yeah. Don't forget to support local, drink local, and find your beer. Cheers.